what time to which destination. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I now call upon...
No, we don't need a seconder. You beg to move.
I beg to move, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. To have the first bite on this one is Honorable Undo.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me opportunity. And I was going to complain bitterly because my card has always been on top all the time. And for obviously by either an act of God or deliberate mechanization, I was always being skipped. Honorable Speaker, let me laud my fellow member of parliament from Busia County for bringing this timely motion to debate matters of national interest. Honorable Speaker, the spate of killings in Busia County as a whole is not confined to Teso South alone. It cuts across the entire Busia County. It's an alarming situation that we, the leaders, have attempted to address, but not much success, Honorable Speaker. Busia town is known to be the home, the originator of Bodaboda. Before then, we used to have bicycles, which were called then bicycles. If you never boarded and took a ride in a bicycle, you had not, in quotes, arrived. And if you never owned a bicycle, Honorable Speaker, you are not considered a man enough, and no girl would ever accept to talk to you if you didn't give her a ride on a bicycle. And I'm sure Honorable Marcel got swept away on her feet with a ride on a bicycle. Honorable Speaker, the Bodaboda industry is an industry, is a sector that requires a lot of attention. I remember, Honorable Speaker, the last regime, the Jubilee government, made an attempt to bring sanity in the Bodaboda sector, to regulate for purpose of security and orderly conduct of the business. However, Honorable Speaker, the process was politicized by the hustler dynasty narrative that essentially left them the way they are now. Honorable Speaker, they're vulnerable. A motorcycle with a passenger whom you have no record where this passenger is coming from. So therefore, many times, they are left on their own device. They are many, they cannot be policed altogether. And I totally agree with the Honorable Mary Emase that there must be some kind of technology that we can allow them to be traced. For example, if you book an Uber or a Bolt or the taxi hailing, this has got an option, share location or share the trip. They must embrace that particular aspect. But Honorable Speaker, just to put the matter in perspective, the issue of Busia is not a transportation issue. It's a complicated matter to do with, number one, Honorable Speaker, smuggling. The Bodaboda riders are the ones who are being used to smuggle. So many times when the deal goes bad, who is the first victim? The carrier of the merchandise or the illegal smuggled product. And Honorable Speaker, this is done at the protection of the police in Busia town, protection of the Ngao officers, starting with the county commissioner and county commander. So we cannot come here as members of parliament, try to hide matters under the carpet instead of telling what the truth as it is. Honorable Speaker, we must address that manners. Citizen TV, and I think even the NTV, aired the story very well. And of course, the beneficiaries, they are given their points, they are given part of the loot from smuggling, the provincial, the security organs at the Busia border point close their eyes. And the same applies, Honorable Speaker. It's not even contraband goods from Uganda, including bang. Is transmitted through the border using the Bodaboda riders. Honorable Speaker, it's a matter that needs to be addressed. I sympathize. I feel sorry. Now the businessman who was killed and the killers were traced all the way in Turkana using a motorcycle that they drove all the way from Busia to Turkana. It's a security issue. We must address this matter directly to the security team at the county level. Honorable Speaker, many times these Bodaboda motorcycles are actually stolen. In the process of stealing the motorcycles, whenever the raiders try to defend themselves, they get injured, they get killed. Honorable Speaker, we are still nursing about 10 Bodaboda riders in Funyula constituency who resisted the stealing of the motorcycles by these thugs. And Honorable Speaker, many times these motorcycles end up in Uganda. And that's why the other day, with my people, carried out mob justice and killed somebody in Sufugwe in Budalangi who used to steal the motorcycles, take them to Sufugwe and transport them to Uganda. So, Honorable Speaker, Mary Mase sits in the government. She must be in the forefront on talking to those guys who stopped us doing and are taking on a peaceful mandamano, instead of following us with us flares on our heads. Let them.
I don't think Mary Mase is a security officer. Next to